What is going on, fellas that clicked onto this video? I told y'all I had a video with Jay Marvelous kind of talking about what we talked about as far as the industry goes when you speak out, you know what I'm saying? When you break the oath. We got Bruce Willis here. We're gonna get into Die Hard, man. Top five movie as far as my favorite movies go, man. Let's get into it and we'll throw our commentary in there as necessary.
Bruce Willis went against them people and they made him pay.
I never really got into this business seeking fame and fortune. I never knew what that meant other than that kind of nebulous fame and fortune, whatever that was.
Bruce Willis got his start at Montclair State University in New Jersey. He would join the drama program and make his debut in the remake of Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. By 1986, Bruce Willis was ready for the big screen. He would join the cast of a TV show called Moonlight along with actress Sybil Shepherd.
Sybil, do you ever see Sybil? Will you ever maybe I saw on TV like she was on a rerun? I did. I saw she was on a rerun of Johnny Carson. And still talking about Moonlight.
By 1987, Bruce Willis was all the way in Hollywood. He would win numerous awards and also sponsorships from multiple companies.
Why not try something you've never had before?
Is that a line?
No, it's a drink.
With the success of his first big role in Die Hard, Bruce Willis became a household name.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
They even let him record this mid-song.
I don't know, guys. I'm kind of biased when it comes to what is that 80s music. I feel like I feel like as far as just the sound in that era, like nobody could do any wrong. Like you know what I'm saying? Not morally. I'm just talking about how it sounds. Like I don't know the way guys' voices and the beat, like the way they. I think that was a very cool era. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm thinking that's the 80s, right? You know, it may not have been the greatest song, but I just like that era of music. I really, really do, guys. And let me say, I've heard not from just Jay Marvelous, but other content creators who expose the industry and celebrities that anytime a celebrity comes out with a commercial or a big movie, they have to make some type of sacrifice or do some type of ritual.
By the mid-90s, Bruce Willis starred in over 15 to 20 movies, but at the early stage of his career, he would be tired of being typecast by Hollywood.
Media try to identify me and say, well, he's this kind of actor, or he's a superstar, whatever label they want to put on me. I'm still learning how to act, and still I learn things about acting from every film that I do, and so it'll be very very easy for me and also very boring for me to just do action movies all the time,
Let me say this, guys. In my opinion, as far as like the action movies go, you could. I mean, if you already took the oath, you kind of gave up your soul. But I feel like as far as action movies, guys, you could kind of hold on to your sanity. You get what I'm saying? And the reason why I say this is because Michael B. Jordan, he talked about playing Killmonger and what he had to do to, play that role. And he kind of alienated himself in a hotel room, didn't speak to friends, family, people were worried about him. But he also talked about how hard it was for him to break character and get out of that character. You know what I'm saying? When you're playing a villain, when you're playing a murderer, when you're playing a rapist, when you're playing somebody like the Joker, Keith Ledger, for example, it is hard to get out of that role because you are really trying to embody that character to a T. So people believe you are actually that person you are playing. So for him to say this, try to get out of the action thing, I don't know if he really was thinking as deep into it as I am right now. But yeah, man, which I don't get because I know he was probably cool with a lot of celebrities and he should have known what they went through playing certain roles. So, playing a dad, playing an uncle or grandfather, or those are roles where you can hold on to your sanity. But once you get into these like type of weird roles, you can lose yourself and you can never come back. So I really don't know where his head was at here.
I am tired of it. So I try to find other things to challenge myself with. And I like to do films that I'm not quite sure whether I'm going to succeed in. So there's always that risk of failure.
By the mid-2000s, Bruce Willis showed signs of waking up out of his MK coma. He would go on an interview over in the UK and subliminally talk about how Hollywood was fake.
At least it proves I've seen the film, which is a good thing.
Yeah. Has any actor ever told you this, Jay? This part is not acting, what we're doing right now. You might be. But we're just selling the film now. Sales. The fun part was making the movie.
So, how would you sell me the film then? What would you say that is the best part about the film?
I would slash my boobs.
No, I love this film.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think it's an amazing cast.
It has. I do feel like we're about to.
Guys, pay attention to this too. When somebody is waking up, they start to expose the secrets of the industry. There's always going to be somebody in a group or a co-host that's going to give that look like you're talking a little too much. I'm not okay with this. And the reason why I bring this up is because an example. I want you to look up. You want to look up ODB, and maybe we'll check that video after. When ODB was talking on MTV with Method Man, you could tell the look at Method Man and how he tried to cut him off and change the subject. Like when you are speaking some real stuff, when it's real. The people around you are going to make faces. They're going to try to change the subject. They're going to cut you off. That's how you can find the truth, guys. The truth makes people uncomfortable. People who are in the dark and have secrets, they get uncomfortable when the truth is spoken. They get uncomfortable when the truth is brought to light. I hope I don't forget to do it, guys, because sometimes I'll be forgetting. Like when we talked about what did we just talk about the other day when we were talking about Bao in yesterday's film? I forgot to show you guys the Balenciaga ad. But some of you already know about that with the kids, and they were showing how Baal, B-A-L, how they purposely misspell Balenciaga. That's what I meant to show you guys. But yeah, we're gonna put up that ODB clip because, man, you got to know that's the truth. Bruce Willis is talking the truth right here. There's no lies being told. That's why she's uncomfortable.
Bruce Willis would then talk about the dark side of being famous.
It's one thing wanting to be an actor.
Mhm.
It's another thing becoming famous. And the kind of fame, particularly that television gives you, that kind of international, familiar thing.
Yeah, it sure does.
Yeah.
Sure does.
I mean, have you coped with that well in your life or what?
Well, I've grown to cope with it. I really didn't handle it very well when I first started out. I was really perplexed by it all. TV makes you world famous, makes you instantly famous.
Yeah, sure.
So I never really had the opportunity to play supporting roles in someone else's films, to kind of work my way up the ladder. I was okay with it until I realized that a switch had been turned off or on that I was never able to turn off again, and that is you're no longer anonymous, and you don't realize how important being anonymous is until someone takes it away from you forever.
Yes.
It wasn't until Barack Obama became president where Bruce Willis would voice his opinion on our constitutional right. Barack Obama would pass a law to take away California resident ability to carry. Some Hollywood entertainers felt that this was life-threatening and that they held the most wealth in the state.
Good guys, why then do you and Hillary want to control and restrict and limit gun manufacturers, gun owners, and the responsible use of guns and ammunition to the rest of us, the good guys, instead of holding the bad guys accountable for their actions? And Mr. President, if I may, I'd like to use Chicago, your hometown, a city that has some of the strictest gun laws in the nation, a city that for decades and still is under Democratic control, a city that has an outrageous and even embarrassing murder rate as my first example. Why can't we round up these thugs, these drug dealers and gang members, and hold them accountable for their actions, or allow the good people in Chicago access to firearms to protect themselves?
Sorry, guys, we got to ask. And instead of pausing, let me chop it up while we wait for this to come back. Obama looks like a rat. Small, skinny little face and big ears. He can hear everything you're saying, but he's about to tell you a lie. It's what a rat would do. But what you call it? That man has a great point, man. Chicago is disgusting. It's crazy. They actually have channels that are dedicated to documenting and getting in full detail of Chicago beef and the gangs. Of course, there's tons of gangs in different states all over the country, but Chicago, man, I've never seen it like there before. Like, there's this one channel who has a huge following, and guys, the stuff he gets into, the type of senseless killings, people getting burned alive, people that are not even gang members, like literally just what is it called? Like a regular citizen, you know? The stuff that has been done to them by Chicago gangs is crazy. We're back.
When it comes to guns, because people, if you
People in Chicago access to firearms to protect themselves.
we are not allowed to do any of that when it comes to guns, because people, if you propose anything, it is suggested that we're trying to wipe away gun rights and impose tyranny and martial law.
You can't start to pick apart any of anything out of the Bill of Rights without thinking that it's all going to become undone. If you take one out or change one law, then why wouldn't they take all your rights away from you? But I know what happens when
This is not what they want. They don't want their puppets to be speaking about politics. They don't want their puppets to try to wake up the masses. This is not what they want. This is breaking the oath.
when crazy people pick up weapons and commit mass murder. That's a very different thing than a piece of entertainment that is more like a roller coaster ride, where you get to experience the thrills and chills of almost being in a crash, or almost going too fast with a car, or almost flying off the rails. But we're not making movies about madmen. So it's a difficult thing, and I really feel bad for those families. I'm a father, and it's just a tragedy. But I don't know how you legislate insanity. I don't know what you do about it. The real life topic really is diminished by suggesting that anything in Hollywood caused the circumstances that just happened recently and happen anytime somebody goes a little off the rails or a lot off the rails. That is a totally different story. We're not making movies about people that have gone berserk or gone nuts. Those kind of movies wouldn't last very long at all. I've answered this question from time to time, but I don't think the one thing has to do with anything with the other. No one commits a crime because they saw a film. There's nothing to support that.
Mysteriously, after this state, Bruce Willis would show signs that he wasn't doing too well. With all the influence that Bruce Willis had, I'm pretty sure that switch that he was talking.
I don't know, but I disagree what he said at the end, that people can't watch films and commit crimes based on. That's not true. You know, because there's evil spirits, and if somebody already has a weak mind or they're already at their breaking point, the movie can kind of enhance what's already going on with them. So I disagree with that.
About was turned off.
Yeah, it's a difficult title. It's a good.
One example I give you, because I don't want to pick something that's common, is Silence of the Lambs or Hannibal. If somebody already thought about eating people, that movie's going to enhance them to become even more, become a cannibal, full cannibal. That's just one example.
The guy.
I suppose it's because you had kind of a good day, and if you would have died, well, so be it. Is that it?
That's right. That's a good person. Have a sandwich and let's go shopping.
That would have been in your children's time.
Well, it makes not as much sense. Or maybe there is a good day to die hard.
Yeah. I tell you what,
Since Bruce Willis started to speak, the media diagnosed him with dementia, but apparently he doesn't even know he has it.
So, I think that's like the blessing and the curse of this is that Bruce never tapped in. He never connected the dots that he had this disease, and I'm really happy about that. Yeah, I'm really happy that he doesn't know about it.
Now, how could a person with dementia still be an actor if they gotta remember their line? Let me know what y'all think. Did Bruce Willis break out of the MK comb, or did his mind just go with age? Leave your comments below.
Yeah, y'all can leave out comments down below in this video too, man. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace and love.